A little while back, I talked about minimization. So let's talk about digital minimization and being a minimalist. I talked about in that previous video that being a minimalist gave me a lot of control. It meant I had less things to worry about. So when I talk about digital minimization, we're talking about reducing all the emails that come in, because the less emails that come in, the less things you have to do. Even deleting them is something to do. So let's reduce that. And the other thing too is sometimes I feel the burden to watch everything I subscribe to. Now, I don't watch everything I subscribe to. I can't, because I've subscribed to too many things, but I feel that burden at times. Things pop up and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And you click on the watch later. You start to add it to your watch later, and that just gets bigger and bigger, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So what I did just moments ago is I started a Pomodoro, which is a 25-minute timed time of focus. So 25 minutes, times down, and over that period of 25 minutes, you focus on something. For whatever reason, 25 minutes seems to work. That said, feel free to change the rules. It can be 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. But I'll talk more about the Pomodoro principle in another, I've done previously in another video, but I'll do another one coming up. Anyway, let me get to the point. 25-minute timer, and I was going to unsubscribe from as many videos as I could, and emails as I could. I do this all in one take, saving me a lot of time. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. And unsubscribe from as many YouTube channels. Now, the first thing is when I hit go, the first minute or so, it took me a little bit to sort of look through all the YouTube channels and go, which ones am I going to unsubscribe from? But once I was a couple of minutes into it, that FOMO, the fear of missing out, that little voice I had in my head that said, oh, hold on, if you unsubscribe from that one, you might likely miss out on X type of video coming up in the future. And I was like, no, after a little while, it was like, no, that's okay. That's all right. Unsubscribe. Boom. So here's the stats. Here's the data. But a quick tip before I give you the data. What I started to do was, over the last 2 weeks, is have a folder in my inbox. And for things that I considered unsubscribing to, instead of deleting the email, I just put it through into that folder. So I knew I was going to do this video, which meant I could just go to the folder and look at and make a decision on all those emails that I was receiving and make a quick decision. Do I unsubscribe from them or do I let them pass? Okay, here's the stats. So 25 minutes, I set myself as a Pomodoro, but it only took me 20 minutes and then I stopped. In the 20 minutes, 13 emails unsubscribed from. So I think there was 15 in the inbox. 2 I decided to keep. I thought, no, those are okay. The good information, and they keep me across it, whatever it is. I can't even remember, but I know I deleted 13 because I marked them down. And in terms of YouTube subscriptions, 42 I reduced my count by. And I think it was around about 70-ish. I'm just looking, I've got YouTube on the background. No, I haven't got that screen up. Okay. So I think it was about 70-ish, 65, and unsubscribed from 42. They do get easier. Once you start clicking on a couple, then you're just like bam, 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 and just ripping through them. Now, why? Like I said at the start, it stops a lot of noise coming in. It means I don't have to delete those emails in future. I'm unsubscribed from them. Am I going to miss out on something? I might do. Is what I'm going to miss out on worthwhile? Probably not. You and I know that both. Same with the YouTube videos. And I'm getting a lot more picky about the videos I listen to. What I'm finding is I'm listening to the videos now just when I go for a run. And I say listening, I'm not watching. So if it's a podcast, and I like interviews with people and finding out about their lives. And it doesn't matter to me who the person is. It matters to me how authentic they are. So if they're on there to sell something, not interested. But if they're there to talk about their life in a reflective way, the lessons they've learned, and so I find that stuff super interesting, irrespective of their background, their history, their journey. It's what they're sharing about their journey I find really powerful. Now, because I go out for a run and it might be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and some of these interviews are 2 hours, easy. It means I'm not sitting on the couch watching it. I can listen to it while I'm doing a run, and it entertains me through the run. It makes that 2 hour run feel a lot easier than it otherwise would have been. That's it. So anything sitting outside of that, I was unsubscribing to. Do yourself a favor. Do the same thing. Do it in 2 steps. First step, set up a folder where when you're getting emails and you think, I might unsubscribe from this, you don't have to make the decision there or then. Because if you do that, then I think you're more likely to say no, you won't unsubscribe, and it becomes painful because then you're unsubscribing from maybe 1 or 2 emails in one day, and then the next day, and the next day, batch it all up. Throw them in the folder, and then when you start your Pomodoro, your 25-minute count, go to your folder first, unsubscribe from those. They will give you momentum to then flick to YouTube, unsubscribe from that stuff, and go further if you want. Go as far as you want. So you can unsubscribe from a huge number of things. Maybe some of those things you're paying for. If they're not giving you value, if they're not providing you a lot of value, given the window you've got, so some of them might be giving you value, but you just don't have time for them because others are giving you more value and you've only got so many hours in the day. So how long are you going to spend watching some of this stuff? So if your window's only half an hour, look for stuff that's only going to fill that half an hour window, not an hour's worth of stuff. Don't go from 4 hours worth of stuff to an hour's worth of stuff if your window's only half an hour. You've got to get it down to half an hour. Be brutal. So set up your timer, 25 minutes. Go to your email folder. I think that's the easiest one to do first. Start deleting a whole bunch of stuff, or unsubscribing from a whole bunch of emails, and then you delete them as you unsubscribe from them. Of course, you don't need that folder anymore. Flick to something like YouTube. Unsubscribe from a lot of YouTube channels that you just that aren't giving you the level of value that you need for the window of your life that you're willing to give up for something like YouTube. And then, start to unsubscribe from other stuff, including toxic friends on Facebook. Yeah, you've got a couple. I had a couple. This is something I did a little while ago. My threshold for friends on Facebook became this one thing. If something really personal was posted on Facebook, so say I came out of surgery, I was under the influence still or I was recovering from being put under, and then I posted something really personal, who would I be okay with who saw that, knowing that I was really vulnerable at that stage, and who would I, in retrospect, I would have gone, oh man, I wish they never saw that. And that became my differentiator. So those I was comfortable with, they stayed. Those who I wasn't comfortable with, say something really personal to me, doesn't mean they're less of a friend. Well, yeah, it doesn't mean that they're less of friends. I'm just not as tight. I actually started to drop them off Facebook. Now, I know there's a whole bunch of other things that you can do, and maybe you do those in terms of what you share with who, and you can start to put them into groups, whatever. But I'm talking about just clearing stuff out. So at least emails, at least YouTube. If you go on to do anything else, up to you. Make it a 25-minute task and just unleash yourself, because with that timer counting down, I think you get a little bit more brutal on your decisions. Now, are you going to make the right decisions 100% of the time? No, you might delete some stuff that you shouldn't, but to be honest, that's not likely going to happen. What is likely going to happen is you won't delete some stuff you should have. That's okay. As long as you've got rid of some stuff, you can come back and do it again in a month's time or something like that. It can become your clean out, your cleanse. Okay, that's it. It worked for me. I'm sharing it because it might work for you. Short, I was going to say short. These aren't short. These are tips to make life easier, to make life more simple, and so you can perform better. If you want to stay in the loop with those tips, then subscribe to this channel. If you don't know if I'm going to be great value for you, subscribe to this channel, but make a note in your diary, on your calendar, to revisit this subscription in 3 months' time. If it's not providing you value, unsubscribe. But you've got that reminder to unsubscribe. Too easy. That's it. If you have any questions, throw it in the comments. But the fact that I've ripped through 13 emails, no longer going to be popping in, and some of those were daily. Come on, come on. And the big one, 42 YouTube channels. I just love looking at how clean it was when I was finished. Like I could see all my subscriptions all on one page now rather than that down arrow. And there's a whole bunch of others. Oh, so much better. So much better. Any questions, throw them in the comments. Thank you for subscribing if you have. Really appreciate that. Catch you in the next one.